Hey guys, it's Chris here again from Trucks, Buffs and Guns. On this week's episode, we're going to be doing the rims and tyres on a truck. Let's get into it. As you can see, I've got chrome and black, so we can go through both processes of cleaning both. There's not much really difference between them all anyway, but like I've said in previous episodes, we don't want to be using harsh chemicals on chrome or the paintwork because it's going to stain and we're just going to have dramas galore anyway. So we'll get into it and I'll show you what tools I'm going to be using today to do the rims and tyres. Alright guys, so we've got the IK foam sprayer again. That's got the snow foam in there. We'll start off with that one first. Then we've got our wash solution here with the hand mitt, which this hand mitt we only use on the wheels and so we don't cross contaminate anything. And yeah, and then we've got this wheel and tyre cleaner by P&S. I'm not sponsored by them. Their stuff's pretty mild detergent, so it's not too bad. It won't stain anything or really do any damage to the paintwork or chrome. So like I said guys, we can always step up a notch on chemicals, but we can't come down. Once we've done damage, that's it, big dramas. And then we've got the assorted brushes here. This is for I use this for the tires because obviously a tipper truck goes in mud and all that crap. And this little toothbrush here just for getting in grooves and stuff. And this one here for the lug nuts I like to use all in tight areas where the hand mitt won't get. So I'll start off with using the snow foam with the IK pump foamer all around the tyre and rim. Some people like to start rinsing first and then use the snow foam, but it's personal preference, whatever works for you. Just find out what works for you and then go with that, because a lot of people I see on YouTube, all these so-called professionals, I say no, you have to go by this step, you have to go by no hang on a minute. There's different various ways what works for other people. Just find what works best for you, and yeah, if it takes you 4 or 5 goes and see what works for you, then go run with that. You don't have to listen to everything these gurus say. At the end of the day, just work out what's best for you. Anyway, we'll start off with this pump foamer and let's get into it. Alright guys, so we've let the snow foam sit for a few minutes. It's done its thing. Now we'll just rinse it off and we'll start the wash process. Alright, now that's all washed off. Now we're just going to use the P&S brake buster, which I like to spray on the rim and the tyre. This will just get rid of any of that brake dust and all that contaminants on the surface, which it's not strong, it won't affect it like we said. So we just go around, spray this, let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll start the wash process. Alright, as you can see, I've sprayed generous amount around the tyre rim. We've got all in there, all in here. You want to get it nice and even everywhere. You don't have to go overboard with the chemical, otherwise you're just going to be mowing through chemical like no tomorrow. And obviously the wash process with the mitts and the brushes, that'll do the hard work. Alright guys, so we've got the P&S brake buster on there, all sprayed up on there. So we'll start off with just washing the inner wheels and the chrome trim just with the hand mitt, and we'll go from there. You want to get good in there, all the gaps. All around here, all your edges. Alright guys, we're gonna get in here nice and get all your edges right in there, right in the grooves. See, right in here. Over your chrome. So I like to get this brush here, just around the lug nuts. Every couple of weeks I take them off and then give them a real good clean. They're easy to take off, you just pull them off and then some metal polish and right in there, because you can't really all the time, it always builds up from all the tip sides. So yeah, just take it off, quick clean every couple of weeks, done deal. Anyway, with this one, we dunk it in there. It gets right in there, because the mitt won't get in there, or a micro towel won't get in. Around here, now we'll give it another rinse. Alright, so we've given it another rinse. I like to spray it one more time again all over it, and then we'll start using the real hard scrubber on the tyres to get all that browning off in the mud. Alright, so I like to use this stiff bristle brush. You can use whatever you find around the house, or just go to Bunnings, and usually in the laundry area they'll have brushes like this. But like I said, with tippers we need something real rough, because the mud gets really embedded in there. With a car or something, you can get something away with a little bit less bristles. And yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Alright, as you can see, we've been scrubbing it. You can see the soap, it's turning brown. That's what we want. It's getting all that embedded contaminants out. So we'll just use the smaller brush in between here, because these get stuck in there all the time. This one here, it looks like a toothbrush, but it's not. I brought it from an actual detail shop. So as you can see, the sun's out. It's not a hot day, it's fairly cool today. I've got a hoodie on, it's starting to dry, so we need to get this off fast. Alright, so we've rinsed everything off again. Now this gives us time to see if we've missed anything or there's really bad embedded contaminants that won't come out, a bit stubborn. As you can see, it's not too bad, but with the tyres we want them real neat and tidy, because otherwise the tyre shine's not going to stick on the, if you've got contaminants on there, it's just not going to stick and it's going to look patchy and like gloomy everywhere. So we'll wait for this to dry a little bit, we'll see if we've missed any brown patches and we'll go over it one more time. Alright, so that's all dried off, and now this is giving us an indication. We've still got browning up here, still there, all down here, still up there. It's not too bad, it's still reasonable, but if we really want that tyre shine to stick on there and pop, it has to be 100% clean. Anyway, so we'll give it one more spray with the P&S brake buster, and then we'll go over it again with the brush, and then we'll rinse off, and then we'll have another look again. Right, now we've scrubbed, washed, rinsed about 2 or 3 times. As you can see now, it looks alright. There's not much blooming. There's still going to be a little bit because being a tipper, you know, we're going through mud and stuff. It's not like a car where it's always on the freeway and always going to have a little bit still left over. But like I said, at least we're not using harsh chemicals where it's going to stain the tyre. So anyway, I like to use the Milwaukee blower just to blow all the water off, and then we'll dry it with a nice clean microfiber cloth, and we'll go from there. So we've dried it all off with the Milwaukee blower, got it all the water out of the nooks and crannies everywhere. So now I just like to grab just a clean microfiber cloth, and obviously there's going to be some areas where it's still a little bit wet, and we'll just wipe all that off with the excess. Alright, so now we've dried it off with the blower and then got the excess with a bit of microfiber cloths. It's all dry now, and now it's time for tyre shine. Alright, with tyre shine, we've got Maguire's. I like this one, it's not too bad. You use it by applicator, or yeah, just spread it around with an applicator, and then you let it sit for a bit, and then if you want your gloss a bit more, you put a bit more on or wipe it off. As you can tell, like I said earlier in other previous episodes, this is a raw channel. The labels are ripped off. That's just what it is with these raw channels. I'll tell you, all these fancy glamorous ones online, they'll have a brand new bottle, you know, perfect, just got it from the shops. Hey, look at this, I'm holding it the wrong way around too, this one. Like I said, in everyday life, I know people just grab this shit, put it in their car, in the boot, it all gets dinged up and shit. So yeah, the Maguire's one, it's not too bad, but it attracts a little bit of dust, I've noticed, at the tip sites when it's like windy. But it does last a long time out of anything I've ever used. And then also, I tried this one a few months ago. I brought it. It's a new one by Turtle Wax with graphene tyre shine spray. And this was not too bad, but it wasn't as glossy as the Maguire's one. But this one did have like hydrophobic properties, and I noticed when I was driving in the wet that it would beat off actually on the tyre, the water and stuff. And yeah, anyway, I reckon today we'll give the spray one a go, and if it's windy, you want to be careful because it'll start spraying everywhere. My truck's dirty at the moment anyway, so I thought I'd just do this video for tyres anyway. But yeah, if it starts spraying everywhere, make sure you wipe it off the paintwork straight away. And obviously we're going to get some on the rim too now when we spray, but I'll get a clean cloth and I'll wipe it all down. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so give it a good shake up, and we'll just start from one end, we'll work our way around. Alright, so we've sprayed it on, and I forgot to mention, it said you spray it on and then you wait 3 to 5 minutes, and then you can grab a, you know, those sponges you can wipe around it. I usually just use a microfiber towel, and then this will even it all out, and yeah, we'll start wiping it down now. So we've wiped everything down after we sprayed it. Obviously we've got some excess all around the rim here. You want to take this off, you don't want this to leave there, otherwise yeah, it's going to stain. So we'll just wipe all this around here. It leaves like an oily film sometimes, but if you want to get that off, just get some drying aid, like it helps to dry the, after you rinse the truck off, a drying aid, that'll just remove it all anyway. So I've grabbed some of that drying aid. I use the Obsess Garage drying aid. I'll just spray some on a rag, and that'll take the oiliness off the rim that left when I sprayed the tyre shine on. Usually I just spray on the cloth like this, so it doesn't make more of a mess, and I'll just go around wherever it's left oily spots. And you want to use another clean cloth to wipe off too. You don't want this to dry on either. Alright, so we've wiped all the excess of the tyre shine off that we got on the rim. It's looking good. And now it's up to yourself. If you want to do another coat to make it a bit more glossy, I'm happy with that for now, because Monday I've got a job. We'll be going to a bad tip site after all this rain we've had, so I'm happy with that for now. But if it was like a truck show, I'd probably go another coat. And some people might say, hey Chris, why don't you take the wheel off and do everywhere inside? Well, that's good for a truck show, but we've got to be realistic about things in life. Like, this is good enough for work and everyday work stuff, but if you want to take that next level, obviously you will take the rim off. But you want to be you want to be able to just do a nice wash on the rim, good enough, and that's enough. That's what I think anyway. Alright, before we wrap it up guys, I'll just run through quickly all the products we used to get this tyre like that. Obviously we used the IK foamer. I had Koch Chem in there, and we just pumped that on and went over it. Then after that we used the P&S brake buster all around. Gave that another quick scrub with the brushes. After that we went and used the Turtle Wax graphene tyre shine coating, which I'm pretty impressed with this at the moment. I think I might stick with this over the Maguires. We'll see how we go anyway. And then we used the Obsess Garage drying aid to take the excess off the tyre shine on the rim. And yeah, pretty pleased with that it went. Obviously you're going to do this all around, the same process all around. I know it takes time, but if you want good results, stuff takes time. Anyway guys, thanks for joining me on this episode of Trucks, Buffs and Guns, and on the next one we'll be washing the cabin. Cheers.